All right, we're here to talk about Cloakworks. We're going to do a quick brief on how they're tackling what might be the single biggest roadblock for enterprise AI, data privacy. This is really a pre-call summary, a look at their investment case as they head into a pretty significant Series A round.
So let's just kick things off with a question that honestly changes everything. What if you could get all the value, all the insights from your most sensitive data without ever actually having to look at it? I mean, imagine running complex AI models on information that stays completely encrypted and secure the entire time. It sounds kind of like magic, but that's exactly the future Cloakworks is building.
Now, to really get why this is such a big deal, you have to understand the nightmare situation that almost every big company is in right now. They're stuck in what Cloakworks calls a false choice, and it's a choice that is costing them an absolute fortune.
And this slide just lays it out perfectly. On one hand, you have data power. You have to use AI. You have to collaborate. You have to run analytics just to stay in the game. But on the other hand, you have data privacy. Every time you use that data, you're risking crippling fines, you're opening yourself up to cyber attacks, or you just end up locking your best assets away where no one can touch them. Right now, you're forced to choose power or privacy. Pick one.
And that is precisely where Cloakworks comes into the picture. They've built the key to unlock this dilemma. The whole point is to make that false choice totally obsolete, so companies can finally get all of that analytical power with absolutely none of the risk.
The core technology here is called homomorphic encryption. Now, it sounds complicated, I know, but the concept is actually pretty simple. Think of it like a secure locked box. You can put your sensitive data inside, lock it up, and then you can still work with what's inside. You can add things up, analyze patterns, anything, all without ever having to open the box. It's the ultimate way to use your data while keeping it perfectly safe. This is pillar number one.
But that secure vault is only half the story. As you can see here, there are two pillars. On top of that homomorphic encryption, they layer on what they call agentic analytics. Just think of these as really smart, autonomous AI agents that can go inside that encrypted vault, do the work for you, find the insights, and even take action on them, all while the data stays completely private. It's about combining cryptographic privacy with autonomous AI power.
Okay, so the technology is obviously a breakthrough, but for any investor, the next question is always the big one. That's great, but can you defend it? Let's dig into the tech moat they've built because it's pretty impressive. The big problem with this type of encryption historically has always been that it's just been painfully slow, like unusable for most real-world applications. Well, this chart shows you why Cloakworks is a total game changer. Through their own proprietary breakthroughs, they've achieved a 10 to 100 times speed up over everybody else. This isn't just a small step up, this is the leap that makes this technology commercially viable at scale for the very first time.
And that incredible speed is just the first layer of their defense. They think about it in three compounding layers. First, you've got the cryptographic moat. That's the raw performance we just saw. Then there's the agentic moat, which is their unique AI that knows how to work in this encrypted world. And finally, and this one is huge, there's the data moat. Because their platform is so secure, they can help companies create powerful, pooled data sets that no competitor can ever hope to build.
Look, breakthrough tech and a deep moat are fantastic, but that's only half the equation. You need a killer go-to-market plan and real traction to back it up. So let's look at their playbook and how it's already paying off.
And right off the bat, this is not just some science project. Companies are already paying for this solution, right now. They've already hit $1.5 million in annual recurring revenue. That's a solid commercial foundation to build on.
But honestly, this is the number that should get everyone really excited. It's not just that they're landing new customers, it's that their existing customers are spending more and more. A net revenue retention over 115% means the product is incredibly sticky. Once a company starts using it, they find more and more use cases for it, and it becomes essential. And their strategy for growth is incredibly focused. They're going straight for the industries with the most to lose: finance and healthcare. You know, where a data breach isn't just an inconvenience, it's a catastrophe. And they're not trying to do it all themselves. They're scaling smartly by partnering with the big cloud providers and system integrators to get their tech everywhere.
So all of this, the tech, the moat, the early traction, it all leads us to right now. They've proven the model. They're ready to hit the accelerator. And that brings us to the investment they're raising to fuel this next stage of massive growth.
Plain and simple, Cloakworks is raising a Series A round of $15 to $20 million.
This is the capital they need to go from an emerging leader to the undisputed market-defining company in secure enterprise AI.
And they have a very disciplined plan for that capital. As you can see, the biggest slice, 40%, is going right back into R&D to make that tech moat even wider. Another 35% is to supercharge their sales and go-to-market engine, while the rest will scale up operations to support all that new growth. Let's just end on their vision, because it's a big one. They're not just building a cool security feature. They are positioning Cloakworks to be the fundamental trust layer for the entire next generation of enterprise AI. The bet is simple. If you're a serious company using AI on serious data, you're going to need them.
So there you have it. That's the high-level brief on the Cloakworks opportunity. They're making a very compelling case that privacy isn't just a feature anymore, it's the foundation, and they believe they're the ones who are going to build it. The next step is to see it for yourself in a deep dive demo. Thanks for the time.